Hello, Internety Spaghetti. Today we're going to be talking about the top 12 roller coasters coming to the United States for 2022. If you don't live in the United States, I'm sorry I'm excluding you, but you probably have a better healthcare and education system than we do, so starting off this list with number 12, we have Icebreaker at SeaWorld SeaWorld Orlando, not San Diego. This is a multi-launch coaster featuring a 100-degree Beyond Vertical Spike. I just like that extra little pizzazz that the Beyond Vertical Spike brings to this ride. Once you gain enough speed from those launches, you're sent over the top of this top hat, then through a twisty, turny, and airtime-filled layout. This ride is pretty small, and I kind of like to think of it as a little baby Pantheon, which we'll talk about later in this video. Overall, I think this will be a pretty fun ride experience. Moving on to number 11, Hot Wheels Coaster at Mattel Adventure Park in Glendale, Arizona. I am incredibly excited for this roller coaster because we're finally getting a new roller coaster here in Arizona. This coaster appears to launch out of the station right into a vertical loop, where you got some airtime hills and overbanked turns. I'm not going to say too much more about this roller coaster because I have a full video on it, and the link will be down in my description if you want to go watch that. Number 10, Aquaman at Six Flags Over Texas. This is an interesting concept as it's a roller coaster mixed with a water ride, as in there's a splash element, which will be perfect for hot days in Texas. The two vertical 153-foot spikes look pretty thrilling, and the launches to get up to those heights ought to be pretty forceful. So overall, I think this will be a really fun ride for the park and a great addition to Six Flags Over Texas. Number 9, Emporer at SeaWorld San Diego. Actually, San Diego this time, not Orlando. This is the first of two dive coasters that are opening this year, and I ranked this one at number 9 just because it's a little smaller and has a shorter layout, but that doesn't mean it's boring. Because of the compact layout, the pacing is going to be amped up a notch, so you're going to be whipping through the elements a lot quicker than you would on a more long and drawn out dive coaster. Number 8, Dr. Diabolical's CliffHanger at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas. Coming in at a whopping 150 feet, this dive coaster is a little extra spicy with a Beyond Vertical first drop of 105 degrees. And straight into the classic dive coaster Immelman, followed up by a quick 0G roll into the mid-course brake run before you take another vertical plunge, finished up by some quick little fun stuff down here. Number 7, Palindrome at Catalan, Texas. If you don't know what a palindrome is a word that can be spelled the same forwards and backwards. A creative name for a creative roller coaster that goes forwards and backwards. Diving down from the lift hill, you've got a few inversions on this ride, one that goes over a road where cars will be driving, which I think will be a pretty cool experience if you're flipping over a road and you lock eyes with like a passenger in a vehicle. Like, hi! I would totally wave at someone. Hopefully there's gonna be a net over that road too, because there could be a lot of cell phones falling on moving vehicles, and that probably won't be very good. Another key feature is I love the Beyond Vertical Spike that is featured in this roller coaster as well. You get a forwards and backwards experience on the Beyond Vertical Spike, which I think will be pretty darn fun. Love the look of this coaster, and I think it's a really creative design by the Gerstlauer manufacturer. Number 6, Wonder Woman at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Yes, I know this is a clone of Jersey Devil, so the coaster technically already exists. However, I am extremely excited for this ride because I have not gotten to ride an RMC single rail coaster yet. So this will finally be my first single rail roller coaster, and you know we're going to be at Six Flags Magic Mountain this spring or summer, whenever this coaster opens, so that we can get on this, and it's going to be a freaking blast. Entering the top 5 now, we have Defiance at Glenwood Caverns, Colorado. This is a short coaster, but I think it's so cool because it's built on top of a freaking mountain with an absolutely incredible view. I can just imagine like looking out over the expansive landscape from that top of the lift hill and just being in awe of the beauty of the surrounding area as you're flying through this roller coaster. Despite its short track length, this coaster looks to pack a punch as each element is an absolute banger in my opinion. Kicking it off strong with a Beyond Vertical drop, then back over again through a non-inverting top hat, which is always just, you know, a fun like flying, twisting experience, right into a tall banana roll, which I like to consider the more fabulous sister of the Cobra roll. Topping it off with an inline twist before you hit the brake run. This layout has such a fun flow to it. Number 4, Pantheon at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. This was a really tough one to put at number 4. I kind of think number 4 and number 3 are on the same level, so I kind of just had to put one somewhere, so that's why Pantheon's number 4. Pantheon was originally supposed to open in 2020, but we all know what happened there. The worldwide Panini Toyota Corolla delayed the opening of this roller coaster all the way until 2022. But that's all behind us now because this coaster is finally opening this year, and it looks absolutely incredible. It's got a total of 4 launches, the first launch right out of the station into a 0G roll, next taking you through some playful outward bank turns that look to pull you out of your seat right into launch number 2, where you get your built-in rollback experience through a reverse launch, up a vertical spike, back down into launch 4, to gain enough speed to crest the top hat, and then you're thrown into a huge outward banked airtime hill, followed up quickly by one of the longest zero-G stalls I think is in existence. Yeah, that is quite some hang time right there. Then you've got some quick whips through a couple bank turns into a final outward banked airtime hill. Wow, what an amazing layout. I really hope I can ride this coaster this year. It looks like an absolute blast. Coming in at number 3 is Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens, Tampa. Another coaster that was originally supposed to open in 2020 but got delayed until 2022, just like Pantheon. We have the classic RMC makeover of a wooden coaster. The RMC just does so well. Iron Gwazi has such a long layout, and I'm always excited to experience the magic of what RMC can do to a coaster, so I certainly think this will be one of the best coasters in the nation this year. Staying on the RMC hype train, we have number 2, Aerie Force One at Fun Spot, Atlanta, Georgia. This is a ground-up RMC hybrid, so it's already a little special in that regard because those are pretty rare, instead of a repurposed existing wooden coaster. Aerie Force One just looks absolutely insane. Can we take a moment to appreciate that crazy dive loop Bimoin thing? Amazing. I think it is so cool that this small park is getting such a massive roller coaster. This is gonna entirely change the landscape of this park and the trajectory of its future. This coaster is certainly going to put it on the map, and I think the park will see a great return from this ride. Now, this leaves us with the big grand finale of Mystery Coaster number 1. And if you've seen his video already, Coastoon said it perfectly himself, and I couldn't agree more. Daddy Pig's roller coaster at Peppa Pig theme park.